Hello everyone, welcome to your English class once again. Today we are continuing with the third part of the same chapter, Lost Spring, written by Anis Jung. This is from the book Flamingo of class 12th. Hope you have listened to the chapter very carefully till now and tried to understand and learn the new words as well. In this description of poor section of the society, we have read about Sahib, a rag picker, and we have also known how he lost his freedom later by started working at a tea stall. In the second part of the chapter, we came across the story of Mukesh, who belongs to a bangle maker's family and who is determined to be independent someday. Earlier in the last paragraph, we have seen how after working for long hours, bangle makers often lose their eyesight. Now we are coming to the last part of the chapter, which is also related to the other problems of the bangle makers' families. Today we will know about story of Savita, a young girl who also belongs to a bangle maker's family. Savita, a young girl in a drab pink dress, sits alongside an elderly woman soldering pieces of glass. As her hands move mechanically like the tongs of a machine, I wonder if she knows the sanctity of the bangles she helps make. Here, writer wants to say she thinks if Savita knows about the holiness, sanctity means holiness of the bangles or note which she is making. It symbolizes an Indian woman's suhag. Here, writer is telling us about the importance of these bangles. According to Indian culture, these are the symbols of suhag of a woman, that means husband of a woman, auspiciousness in marriage. They are also the good luck in marriage. It will dawn on her suddenly one day when her head is draped with a red veil. It will dawn means she will realize one day suddenly when her head is draped with a red veil. Red veil means red covering of cloth which usually a bride wears in Indian weddings. So one day when she will become a bride, she will realize suddenly the holiness of these bangles. Her hands dyed red with henna and red bangles rolled onto her wrist. She will then become a bride. Like the old woman beside her who became one many years ago. एक वक्त सेठ भर खाना भी नहीं खाया. She says that old woman complains that she has not got full meal of one day in all these years, in a voice drained of joy. And she says in a very sad voice, which is devoid of joy, which is without any joy. She has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. That is what she has reaped. Reaped means earned. That is what she has earned in her whole life. Her husband, an old man with a flowing beard, her husband has a long beard, says, I know nothing except bangles. All I have done is make a house for the family to live in. So he means to say that in the whole life he has done nothing except making bangles and except making a house for his family to live in. Hearing him, one wonders, anybody can be surprised, anybody can think about it if he has achieved what many have failed in their lifetime. So, according to the man, this is not a very great achievement to make a house, but he does not know that many sometimes fail to make that house also. He has a roof over his head, and this is a big thing. Not all have. The cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles, not even enough to eat, rings in every home. Another thing which writer is telling us about the bangle makers family, that they always cry over the problems of their life and not getting enough food and all that things. The young men echo the lament of the elders. The young men of the bangle makers families echo, that means repeat, the lament the sad cry of the elders, which the complaints of the elders, which they have been doing since many years. The young men are repeating the same complaints of not getting enough after doing a lot of hard work. Little has moved with time, it seems, in Firozabad. Here, writer wants to say that nothing almost changed after many years also in Firozabad. Years of mind numbing toil have killed all initiative and the ability to dream. Years of mind numbing toil means hard work. Here, writer again wants to say that since many years they have been doing a lot of hard work, they have lost their eyesight, and this mind numbing toil, this toil which makes their mind lose every kind of sensitivity, it also loses the spirit to take initiative and ability to dream. They only know how to make bangles, nothing else they think about. Why not organize yourselves into a cooperative? I ask a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle, the bad, poisonous circle of middlemen who trapped their fathers and forefathers. Here, writer is again telling us about their worst condition, that after doing a lot of hard work, the middlemen who work between the bangle makers and the sellers of bangles almost take all their money and give them very little, and this is how they are trapped in that vicious circle since generations from their fathers and forefathers. So writer is advising them to make a cooperative so that they can work for themselves in a united way and nobody can disturb their lives or take advantage in a wrong way of their hard work. Even if we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up by the police. Hauled up here, threatened by the police. Here, police is also against them, who is not letting them gain what they should, what they deserve actually. Beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal. They say there is no leader among them, no one who could help them see things differently. Their fathers are as tired as they are. So here again they are telling their another problems, that there is no leader among them who can guide them, who can work for them for their welfare, and no one could help them see things differently. Their fathers are as tired as they are. They talk endlessly in a spiral that moves from poverty to apathy to greed and to injustice. Here again, what this line means is they talk, that young men of the bangle makers family talk endlessly. They are telling many things about in a spiral continuously that moves, that their talks move from their poverty to apathy, lack of sensitivity, lack of emotions of the other sections of the society for them, to greed, the people who are in greed of snatching their money of their hard work, and to injustice done to them. So all that things they tell the writer about their life. Listening to them, I see two distinct worlds, two completely different worlds. The author is seeing now one of the family caught in a web of poverty, burdened by the stigma, the spot of caste in which they are born. So, in the first part, in the first world, the writer sees that they are caught in a web of poverty and they are burdened by the stigma of caste, and they are in which they are born. They have to carry on this business only, they can't do any other work. The other, a vicious circle of sahukars, the middlemen, the policemen, the keepers of law, the bureaucrats, the government officials, and the politicians. So they are caught in two kinds of webs. One is poverty and caste problem, which compels them to do the same work since generations, and second is the vicious circle of all these people quoted now, and how they are making their life more difficult. Together they have imposed the baggage of the on the child that he cannot put down. So here again, writer is telling us about the burden. Baggage is a burden, a kind of burden of the society, of the work, which is put on every next generation, which he cannot put down, and he has to continue with that burden of his family. Before he is aware, he accepts it as naturally as his father. That burden he accepts as naturally as his father accepted in past, and that circle goes on continuously of everything, of all the problems. To do anything else would mean to dare, and daring is not part of his growing up. So here again, writer wants to remind us that thinking about doing anything else except bangle making is a kind of daring, and daring is not the part of bangle makers family, as they are caught in two kind of circles since generation. It is almost impossible for them to come out of that vicious circle and come out of that web of poverty, that they can think of anything else to do. When I sense a flash of it in Mukesh, when author senses a flash of it, means daring, flash of daring in Mukesh, I am cheered. She is happy. I want to be a motor mechanic. He repeats. He will go to a garage and learn, but the garage is a long way from his home. I will walk. He insists. Do you also dream of flying a plane? He is suddenly silent. No, he says, staring at the ground in his small murmur, very low voice. There is an embarrassment that has not yet turned into regret. Again, you see this line. Although he is embarrassed that he could not reach to the plane's level, but he is not regretting that he could not do that. He is happy in driving the cars only. He is content, he is satisfied to dream of cars that he sees hurtling down, that cars running down the streets of his town. Whenever he sees, he dreams of driving one of them. Few airplanes fly over Firozabad. This last line indicates that doesn't matter for him if few planes are flying over Firozabad. He does not regret of not able to fly them, but he is happy in dreaming about cars. So despite all the problems we have read in the story again ends at a positive note. I hope you will read the chapter again to understand it in a better way. And next we are coming up with the next chapter. Till then, you practice more and more. Thank you for listening.